Krishna, welcome to all the devotees to our weekly Bhakti Vaibhav class. So last Sunday, we have discussed about the prayers offered by Kardama unto Supreme Lord Vishnu. And before that, we discussed that following the order of Lord Brahma, his own father, Kardama on the bank of Saraswati river during Satyayuga performed severe penances for 10,000 years. As a result of that, the Supreme Lord had given his beautiful darshan. After tasting the nectarian form of the Supreme Lord, Kardama offered many prayers, especially saying that so people in this material world with some material desires approach you for fulfilling their desires, but it's not the good thing. One should approach you selflessly for service alone, but following the pantha of normal people of this world, I am also coming to you asking for a wife who can who can help me following the instruction of my father and will be suitable to my mentality. So with that intent, Kardama offered so many prayers indicating the Supreme Lord's transcendental position and glories, etc. etc. So he kind of concluded his prayers in text number 21. So now Lord Vishnu is going to respond to Kardama, hearing what he said, and Lord Vishnu will be responding now. So today we'll see what did Lord say and what happened afterwards. So we'll discuss this chapter and then we'll continue with our exam. Hare Krishna. So one of you can unmute and repeat after me. Rushiruvacha. Ityavyalikam pranutobjanabas. Hare Krishna. One of you can unmute and repeat. Yeah. Repeat, Mataji. Ityavyalikam pranutobjanabas.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Nityo. Sir, Prabhuji, I'm taking my specs, Prabhuji.
No, somebody else can do otherwise. Hare Krishna, devotees.
Rishiruvacha Ityavyalikam Pranuto Bhajanabha
Tam abhavase vachasamrutena.
Tam Abhavase Vachasamritena
Suparnapaksho parirochamana.
Suparna Paksho Parirochamana
Prema smitodvikshna vibramadbru.
Prema Smitodvivikshana Vibramad Bhrum. Maitreya resumed, sincerely extolled in these words, Lord Vishnu, shining very beautifully on the shoulders of Garuda, replied with words as sweet as nectar. His eyebrows moved gracefully as he looked at the sage, with a smile full of affection.
Yeah. Maitreya is saying that praise sincerely in this way the Supreme Lord with lotus navel, Abja Nabas, whose nabi is Abja, seated splendidly on the shoulders of Garuda. Suparna Pakshopari Rochamana, moving his eyebrows as he glanced with a smile of love. Prema Svita Udvikshna Vibramad. So he was moving his eyebrows here and there, and he was looking at Kardama with Prema Svita Udvikshna, with the eyes filled with lot of love, and then spoke to Kardama with sweet words. Ababasa Vachanamrutena, Amrut jaisa vachan ko bataya tha. So like that. Nishkapatam means sincere, because Lord is expressing his love and affection towards Kardama because Kardama is Nishkapatam. He is very sincere without any ulterior motives. Lord was very much pleased with the sincere worship of Kardama, and he was profusely going to bless Kardama now. So in Lord's words only we'll see how Lord is blessing Kardama. श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
विदित्वा तव
श्रीभगवानुवाच
वन विदित्वा तव चैत्यं मे
विदित्वा तव चैत्यं मे
पुरैव समयोजितत्
पुरैव समयोजित
यदर्थम् आत्मनियमैः
यतर्दम् आत्मनियमै
त्वयैवाहं समर्चितः।
त्वयैवाहं समर्चितः. Translation. The Supreme Lord said, having come to know what was in your mind, I have already arranged for that for which you have worshipped me well through your mental and sensory discipline. Hare Krishna.
So Lord is Paramatma. He knows everything about everyone. So Lord says same thing. The Lord said, O sage, knowing what is in your heart, have already fulfilled the desire for which you have worshipped me alone by austerities for many days. So my dear sage, don't worry. Whatever is in your mind, it is already settled. It will happen very soon. So you will get a wife with similar qualities like you very soon. Don't worry. Chaityam means what is produced in your heart. Dishyam means produced by the directions. So it is accomplished, Samayoji, by me, since you worshipped me alone. So since Kardama with this desire worshipping the Lord for last 10,000 years, and before Lord would appear in front of Kardama, he already inspired somebody else to do the needful for Kardama. So that's what Lord is saying. Don't worry, whatever you wanted is already accomplished. Even when all the devatas taking Mother Earth went to Kshirasagara and prayed to Lord Vishnu, Kshirodaksha Vishnu. Lord Vishnu says, I know already for what you have come. So I've already made up my mind that I will appear in the Edu dynasty. I request all of you also take birth in Edu dynasty and nearby places so that all of us together will do the needful. So Lord knows everything, but Lord only waits us to open up. So then Lord fulfills all one's desires. So like that. So what was already accomplished, what was already arranged, that Lord will say in the next verses. Navai jatu mrushaiva syat
न वै जातु मृषैवस्य
प्रजाध्यक्षा मदर्हणम्
प्रजाध्यक्षमदर्हणम्
भवद्विदेषु अतितराम्
भवद्विधेषु
मयि सङ्गृभितात्मनाम्.
मयि संगृभीतात्मनाम्. The Lord continued, My dear Rishi, O leader of the living entities, for those who serve me in devotion by worshipping me, especially persons like you who have given up everything unto me, there is never any question of frustration. Thank you, Prabhu.
Director of the progeny, the worship of the person such as you who fully concentrate on me in their hearts is never fruitless. So my dear Kardama, don't think that your desire will not be fulfilled. People like you are very sincere, very simple hearted. All your desires are definitely fulfilled by me. So don't worry about that. Fulfilling your desire will not reduce your worship of me. Rather, you will attain me. Please take courage. So, Kardama, following the instructions of his father, performing austerities to please Lord Vishnu to get a wife. But though Kardama is not directly explicitly stating it, but within the core of his heart, he wanted to serve the Lord exclusively, without any binding in this material world. That is not explicitly stating, but if he states that, it will go against the instruction of his father. His father told him to get married and beget children, and he wants to serve the Lord exclusively without any binding in this material world. So Lord says that don't worry, both will take place. What you said also will take place, and what is there in the core of your heart also will take place, because I know both of your desires. I will accomplish both of you. So, which Kardama said, I mean, which Lord says in the second canto. There is one verse in the second canto comes that Brahman Shreya Parishrama Pumsham Maddarshanavadi. So, whatever hardships we go through in our sadhana, all those hardships will attain perfection when we have darshan of the Supreme Lord. By having the darshan of the Supreme Lord, Maddarshana Paramavadi. All our troubles, all our sadhanas, all our hardships will attain their end goal or will attain their perfection. So now you have your my darshan, and all your endeavors will be attained perfection, and all your desires will be fulfilled. Don't worry, my dear Kardama. You can fulfill the desire of your father, instruction of your father to beget children, and also you can fulfill your own unspoken desire to serve me exclusively. Both will be taking place. So like that. So Bhagavatam says, fifth canto in the Bhagavatam says that Satyam dishati artitam artito nunam naivartado yat punarartitam yat swayam vidatte bhajatam anicyatam ichchapidanam nijapada pallavam. How? In the case of Kardama also has a spiritual desire, in the sense he had a desire to serve the Lord exclusively. But people in general in this material world, they may not have the desire to serve the Lord exclusively. But still, if at all one comes to Supreme Lord for fulfilling one of the material desire, Lord fulfills those desires as well as he gives his own lotus feet. Ichcha apidanam nijapada pallavam anichatam. Even though the devotee is not asking for Lord's lotus feet, but Lord himself wants to give his own lotus feet and gives his lotus feet, so that the devotee will get to serve the Lord's lotus feet and then comes to his lotus feet in the spiritual abode. That is how Lord reciprocates whenever a devotee comes to him. Udara sarva evaite. He says everyone is udara. Artho, Jigjashu, Arthati, Jnani, all of them are udara because they have come to me. Just by coming to Lord itself makes one udara, magnanimous. In that way. The Lord certainly gives desired objects to devotees who request them, but he does not give in such a way that the devotee will ask again after finishing his enjoyment. He gives his lotus feet, which include all desirables, to those worshippers who do not desire them. So like that. Even though when we approach the Supreme Lord, we don't ask for Lord lotus feet, but since we have come to Supreme Lord, he gives his own lotus feet. If we are fortunate enough to taste the nectar of that lotus feet, we will not leave the Lord and go elsewhere. We will become attracted to Lord's lotus feet. We become stick to Lord's lotus feet. That is what happens. Worshipping me will never be without good results. In the end, I will bestow my abode, Vaikunta. Whoever comes to Supreme Lord, even for some material desires, Lord will take them to Vaikunta because they have come to him. Such worship among those devotees who have absorbed their minds in me, such as you, certainly will give results. Even if a person who comes to me with material desires will attain Vaikunta, then what to speak of you who have no material desires? You definitely will attain me in Vaikunta. That's what Lord is saying. This is how Lord reciprocates. That is the Lord's special mercy upon his surrendered devotees. So now, so he said that your internal desire, I'll take care, don't worry. And what about your external desire? Your desire to follow the instruction of your father? I've already made arrangements. What arrangements Lord made? Prajapati Sutas Samran.
Prajapati Sutta Samran.
Vikyata Mangala Vikyata Manur Vikyata Mangala
Manur Vikhyata Mangala.
Brahmavartam Yo Divasan
Brahma Vartam Yo Divasam.
Shasti Saptarnavam Mahim.
Sasti Saptarnavan Mahim. Translation: The Emperor Svayambhuva Manu, the son of Lord Brahma, who is well known for his righteous acts, has his seat in Brahmavarta and rules over the earth with its 7 oceans. Hare Krishna.
Emperor Svayambhuva Manu, the son of Brahma, is well known for his good qualities. Living in Brahmavarta, he rules the entire Bhumandala with 7 oceans surrounding the 7 islands. Swayambhuva Manu is the ruler of the entire Bhumandala, consisting of 7 dvipas and 7 oceans, and his capital city is in Brahmavarta. And today this Brahmavarta is known as Bitur. This place is located 23 kilometers from Kanpur. So that is the place he is there, and he's telling, okay, why are you telling about Swayambhuva Manu, the ruler of the entire Bhumandala? The reason is Sacheha Vipra Rajarshir
Sacheha Viprarajarshir
Mahisha Shatarupaya
Mahishya Satarupaya
Ayasati Drukshutvam
Ayasyati Didrikstusvam
Parasvo Dharmakovida.
Parashvo Dharmakovida. Translation: The day after tomorrow, O Brahmana, that celebrated emperor who is expert in religious activities will come here with his queen Shatarupa, wishing to see you. Hare.
O best of the Brahmanas, the sage among the kings, Rajarshi, expert in Dharma, Dharma Kovida, will come the day after tomorrow, Parasvo, Parso. Parasvo means Parso. He will come day after tomorrow to see you with his queen Shatarupa. So there is a king, Manu, who is the ruler of the entire Bhumandala, and day after tomorrow, he will be coming here. And he is not a ordinary king, he is actually a Rajarshi and Dharma Kovida. Why he is coming with his wife to my ashram? Atmajam Asitapangim
Atmajam at Asitapanging
Vaya Shila Gunanvitam
Vaya Sheela Gunanvitam
Mrugayantim Patim Dasyati
Mrugayantim Patim Dasyati
Anurupayate Prabho.
Anurupayate Prabho. He has a grown-up daughter whose eyes are black. She is ready for marriage and she has good character and all good qualities. She is also searching for a good husband. My dear sir, her parents will come to see you who are exactly suitable for her just to deliver their daughter as your wife.
Yeah, they are going to come here to offer their daughter in marriage to you. That was the reason. Oh, best of the sages, he will give you his daughter of suitable age, suitable nature, and suitable qualities, with dark eyes, who desires a husband. So all the qualities, Samashila Rupa. Kardamuni wanted a girl who is of same nature like him. So Lord says, yes, she is suitable to you in age, she is of marriageable age, she is of same conduct, same guna, same qualities, Vaya Sheela Gunanvita, same vayas, same age, same nature, and same qualities. And she also looking for a husband. That means she is already approached marriageable age. Anurupaya, she is of same type, same as you. So Lord is setting their marriage. Her age and qualities are suitable for you. Anurupaya. So Lord himself is organizing the marriage of his devotee. This is what Lord does when he pleases with the devotee. Then Lord further says, Samahitam te hrudayam
Samahitam Samahitam
yatre mam parivastaran
Yatreman Parivastaran
tatvam brahman rupa vadhu
Satvam Brahman Rupavadhu
kamam asu bhajishyati.
Amamashu Bhajishyati. Translation: That princess, O holy sage, will be just the type you have been thinking in your heart for all these long years. She will soon be yours and will serve you to your heart's content. Hare Krishna.
This princess to whom you have been attached, you have been looking for 10,000 years, in your heart will quickly fulfill your desires. The princess to whom your heart has been aspiring, Samashila, will marry you. And she is going to be your wife. So 2 days later, Svayambhuva Manu will come along with his wife and daughter, and they wanted to offer their daughter in marriage to you, and the daughter also want to marry you. Whole family decided that they want to get Svayambhuva Manu as their in-law. So Lord as being Paramatma, understanding the desire of
We are not able to hear Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, we are not able to hear.
Hari Bol, Prabhuji, can't hear you.
Maybe problem with Prabhuji's hand.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone is not able to hear.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Now,
Yeah,
We
now,
are
you
not
now
able
you are
to
able to hear me?
hear.
yes, Prabhuji, able to
Yeah,
hear.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now
There
we
was
are
some
able to
network
hear.
issue. Yeah. Yata Atmabrutam Viryam
Yata Atmapratam Viryam
Navada Prasavishyati
Navada Prasavishyati
Virye Tvadiye Rushaya
Virye Tvadiye Rishaya
Adasyanti Anjasatmana.
Adhashyanti Anjasatmanah. She will bring forth 9 daughters from the seed sown in her by you, and through the daughters you beget, the sages will duly beget children.
Yeah, Lord is saying that she will marry you and she will beget 9 daughters through you, and these 9 daughters will marry different 9 sages, and the sages will beget more children. So in that way, you and all the sages combinedly will fulfill the order of your father of begetting more and more children, populating the entire universe with a different variety of children. That was the instruction of our Brahmaji unto Kardama, and that will be done. And next, this is the desire which you explicitly spoken out, that you wanted to follow the orders of your father. That is done. I have set up. So Swayambhuva Manu Saturpa will come with their daughter. They will marry their daughter to you, and she will beget 9 daughters. And the 9 daughters will eventually marry 9 sages, and the 9 sages will beget so many children. So things will go on. Fine. And now you also have another desire in the core of the heart, that I will help you to accomplish that. How that will take place, Lord will tell now. Tvam cha saumyag anustaya
त्वं च सम्यक् अनुष्ठाय
nidesham ma ushattama
निदेशं मा उपत्तमम्
maye tirti krutya shesha
मयि तीर्थे कृतशेष
kriyarto mam prapastate.
क्रिया अर्थ मा प्रपत्सयेत्. With your heart cleaned by the properly carrying out my command, resigning to me the fruit of all your acts, you will finally attain to me. Hare Krishna.
Obeying my instructions, offer the results of your actions to me. Becoming pure, finally you will attain me. Tvam cha saumyag anushtaya nidesham ma ushattama. So, perform all your household duties as an offering unto me, and eventually, taking on to renunciation, you will attain me. So, don't worry, eventually you will get. As long as you are a householder, perform all the duties as an offering unto me. And afterwards you can take to renunciation, and then you can exclusively serve me, and finally you will also attend me without fail. Like that it is being indicated. Kardama prayed for mercy in verse 20. Anugrahasu api yerhi anugrahas apiyaryi mayaya lasat tulasya bhagavan vilakshita. He said that, my dear want, I want to serve your lotus feet, being situated next to them continuously. That was the desire of Kardama. So Lord said, no problem. As long as you are in the household order, you perform all the activities and offering unto me. Later on, take to retired life and then exclusively serve me in seclusion. So like that, Lord is telling him. Finally, will come to me in my spiritual abode and get to able to serve me rest of eternity. So like that. And then, so this is the overall progression. But first, as a householder, perform all your activities and service to me. And afterwards, take to renunciation. Then distribute compassion to one and all. That Lord says in the next verse. Kurtva dayam cha jiveshu
Titva dayam cha jiveshu
datva cha bhayam atmavan
Tatva cha bhayam atmavan
mai atmanam saha jagad
Ayatmanam saha jagat
drakshasi atmani chapi mam.
Rakshyasi atmani cha pitmam. Translation. Showing compassion to all living entities will attain self-realization. Giving assurance of safety to all, you will perceive your own self as well as all the universe in me and myself in you. Correct.
So here Lord is saying that controlling the senses, having shown mercy to the living beings as a householder, you will then give fearlessness to the living beings as a sannyasi. Then you will see yourself and the universe within me as Mahavishnu, and also you will see me as Kirosaksha Vishnu within yourself and everyone. So Lord is telling that as a householder, do your duties, and as a renounced, do your duties. Eventually, at the time of Jivan Mukta platform, you will be able to see everything in me, and you will be able to see me in everything. So like that, including you. Showing mercy as a householder by giving food, Atiti Devo Bhava, by giving clothing, and by giving wealth, charity to the jivas, whoever comes to you or approaches you. And finally, after taking to sannyasa, you will then give fearlessness to the jivas by giving teachings and bhakti. So these are the activities one should do. So Lord is telling Kardama Muni, as a householder do all these things, as a sannyasi do all these things. Taya sarvabhuteshu santushta yenakenava atmendriya upashant sarvendriyopashantya cha tushyati ashu janardana. The easiest way to please Lord Janardana is Daya sarvabhuteshu, showing compassion to all the living entities. Santushta yenakenava, being satisfied with whatever one has. And then sarvendriyopashantya cha, keeping all one's senses in control. Like that. At the present, you know by the vision of scriptures that the whole world, along with yourself, resides within me, the Supreme Lord. Then, however, you will directly realize it. So, right now, you know Shastra. Shastra says that everything is emanating from me. Everything, aham sarvasya prabhavo, mattam sarvam pravartate. Everything is emanating from me, everything is being maintained by me. That anyway, you know from Shastra. Okay, but eventually you will realize this directly. If you do as a householder these duties, as a sannyasi these duties, then you will realize this. Whatever you have studied from Shastra, whatever you have understood, everything will become a reality for you. How? First, you will see me in the form of the first Purusha, that is Mahavishnu, with 1,000 heads, Sahasra Shirsha Purusha. And you will see thousands of universes in my hair holes along with yourself. First, you will see me as Mahavishnu, and you will see unlimited universes situated in the skin pore holes of Mahavishnu. And now, You know me as the Antaryami existing in yourself. But currently, you know me as the Paramatma. And being Paramatma, I am there in the heart of yourself and in the heart of all other living entities also. So, what kind of form the Paramatma possesses? That is mentioned in the second canto, second chapter. Kechit vadehanta hridayavakashe pradesha matram purusham vasantam. Chaturbhujam kanjaratanga shanka gadadaram dharanaya smaranti. So, this is the form of the Paramatma. Some yogis meditate upon the Paramatma measuring one Pradesha, who is residing in the heart within the body, and who holds lotus, wheel, conch, and cup, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma in four hands. So Paramatma is four-handed form holding four weapons and seated in the core of the heart of the living entity. It's like that. But then, so currently you know me about as Paramatma, but then you will directly see me as the third Purusha Kshirodakshai. I will show you all things created and uncreated. Or you will see in my child form the universe along with Mother Yashoda. Just like Mother Yashoda saw in the mouth of Lord Krishna the entire universe, as well as herself and Krishna within the mouth of Krishna. That means within the mouth of Krishna, the entire universe is there, and in that universe, she is also seeing Krishna and herself. So Kardama Muni also, he will see Mahavishnu in whose skin pores are all the universes. And within that universe, he sees Paramatma within his own heart. He sees himself and he also sees the Paramatma within his own heart as Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So all these things you will get to see. Mother Yashoda saw, you will see like that. Or you can also see like a gopi, how gopi saw me in the core of the heart. So this is a verse from 10th canto during Rasa Pancharjai. So when Lord Krishna played his flute during the midnight, most of the gopis could go to forest. But some gopis could not be able to go. They were stopped by their family members. When they stopped the gopis from going to the forest, the gopis became stunned, kind of unconscious, and they closed their eyes and they invoked Krishna's presence within the core of their heart. And Lord Krishna manifested within the core of their heart in front of their vision. And then they embraced Lord Krishna within the core of their heart and they experienced that they are with Lord Krishna. They experienced the bliss of being with Lord Krishna. And then eventually they gave up their bodies and they went back to spiritual world. That is what happened during the Rasa Pancharjai. So Sukadeva Goswami says that one gopi who was stopped by their family members took the Lord through the aperture of her eyes and placed him within her heart. Then with her eyes closed and her bodily air standing on end, she continuously embraced him within. Thus, immersed in transcendental ecstasy, she resembled a yogi meditating upon the Lord. Just like the yogis who by meditating, by performing yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, when they come to the platform of samadhi, they are able to see the Paramatma within the core of their heart and they are able to meditate upon Paramatma without any interruption. This gopi also, she invited Lord Krishna to her eyes and Lord Krishna went into the heart. In the heart, she is embracing Lord Krishna and experiencing the intense bliss. And externally, she appeared like a yogi in Samadhi platform. So like that, you will also see. Just like Mother Yashoda saw everything in my mouth, just like a gopi saw me within her heart, you will see me, you will see both. You will see everything in me and you will see me in everything. So that kind of realization you will get. So Lord is telling what is going to happen in Kardama's life, Kardama's future. Everything is foretold in advance. And finally, Lord will say that, finally, the tip of the iceberg, after all these things, I myself will become your son. What else one wants in this material world? This was anyway not the desire of Kardama. And the Lord is so much pleased with Kardama, he says that, I want to become your son. I will become your son. So like that. Sahaham swamsha kalaya
Saham Swangshakalaya
Vadviryena Mahamune
त्वद्वीर्येण महामुने
तव क्षेत्रे देवहूत्याम्
तव क्षेत्रे देवहूत्यां
प्रणेष्ये तत्त्वसंहिताम्.
प्रणश्ये तत्त्वसंहिताम्. Translation. O great sage, I shall manifest my own plenary portion through your wife, Devahuti, along with your 9 daughters, and I shall instruct her in the system of philosophy that deals with the ultimate principles or categories. Hare Krishna.
So your Lord is saying that, oh great sage, then I will take birth in your wife Devahuti as an expanded form, Aham Swamsha Kalaya, and will write and will teach the Tattva Samhita. Here some more blissful news. I will appear along with your 9 daughters as the 10th child. The Lord says that, my dear Kardama, I am so much pleased with you. I will appear as your 10th child. After the 9 daughters are born, a son will be born. That son is me only. So like that. So these are the different words spoken by Lord Vishnu upon Kardama. He told everything about Kardama. 2 days later, Svayambhuva Manu will come with his daughter and she will marry you, and through her you will beget 9 daughters. They are married, the sages, they will beget children. That's how your father's instruction will be fulfilled. And since you had developed a desire within the core of your heart, I will fulfill that. As a grahastha, follow your duties as an offering unto me. As a sannyasi, you distribute mercy to one and all. As a result of that, you will see me in everything and you will see everything in me, and eventually you will attain my lotus feet in my spiritual abode. And before that, though you are not asked, I will give you one more blessing, that I will become your son. This is how Lord reciprocates when he is satisfied with a devotee's endeavors to please the Lord. So like that. Any questions till now?
No, Prabhuji, no. Thank you. No questions.
Other devotees?
No, Prabhuji.
So now, Lord will disappear. Afterwards, Swayambhuva Manu will come. That will be mentioned in the remaining chapter.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, here like the Lord mentioned them that once you marry, then you fulfill your duties, then you will get purified. So is it that like Kardama is already performed 10,000 years of tapasya is not yet purified?
No, not it. See, it is not that. It is as a matter of fact, it is being said. See, when Lord is saying something, it is not exactly meant for him. It is meant for all of us. When Lord Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, is it for Arjuna? Is it for us?
For us.
So, in one sense, it is also for Arjuna, and ultimately it is meant for us. Same way, here the instruction is, as a grihastha, one should perform all one's activities as an offering to Supreme Lord. Thus, one is purified of all one's activities. Because any activity in this material world binds us with punya or papa. But when it is offered to Supreme Lord, it will have no binding effect. So that is the instruction. That is the general instruction for anyone. So in that way. Okay?
Okay.
Ah.
Okay,
So, Maitreya Uvacha
Maitreya Vacha
Evam Tanu Anubhasyata
Evam Tam Anubhasyata
Bhagavan Pratyagakshaja
Bhagavan Pratyega Akshaya
Jagama Bindusaraha
Jagabindu Sarasaha
Saraswatya Parishritat.
Saraswatya Parishita. Translation. Maitra went on, thus, having spoken to Kardama, the Lord revealed himself only when the senses are in Krishna consciousness, departed from that lake called Bindu Sarovar, which was encircled by the river Saraswati.
So here, Maitreya is saying that the Lord who approached directly to Kardama, having spoken, then left Bindu Sarovara, surrounded by the Saraswati river. Pratyek Akshaja means the Lord who appeared to Kardama's eyes. He departed from the hermitage surrounded by the Saraswati river. The ashram of Kardama, where he was performing austerities and all, was next to Saraswati river. We will also get to know about this in the future also. It is adjacent to Saraswati river. So Lord gave darshan, heard prayers and gave blessings, and he was departing. While Lord is departing, Kardama was looking at the Supreme Lord with complete gratitude. That is mentioned in the next verse. Nirikshtastasya yajavashesha
निरीक्षतस्तस्य ययावशेष
siddheshwarabistuta siddha marga
सिद्धेश्वराभिस्तुतसिद्धमार्गाः
akarnayan patra ratendra pakshair
आकर्ण्यमापत्ररतेन्द्रपक्षैर्
uccaritam stomamudirna sama.
उच्चारितं स्तोममुदीर्णसामा. Translation: While the sage stood looking on, the Lord left by the pathway leading to Vaikuntha, a path extolled by all great liberated souls. The sage stood listening as the hymns forming the basis of the Samaveda were vibrated by the flapping wings of the Lord's carrier Garuda.
So, while Kardama watched the Lord who is the path to Vaikuntha being praised by the most perfect beings, departed while listening the Vedas manifested as samas, chanted by the wings vibration of Garuda. So Lord came, gave darshan and going back. As Lord is going back, two things are happening. Kardama was very sincerely looking at the Supreme Lord. He is the one who can offer entry into Vaikuntha. Moksha Pradat Sarvesham Vishnu Revana Samshaya. Lord Vishnu alone can award one entry into Vaikuntha. So he is the path to Vaikuntha. And while Garuda was carrying Lord Vishnu, it was flapping his wings. The flapping of the wings produces Samaveda. That is the speciality of Garuda. So the Lord, while listening the Samaveda prayers which were produced by the flapping of the wings of Garuda, as he was going back towards Vaikuntha from where he came, Kardama was looking at that Lord who can bestow entry into Vaikuntha upon any surrendered soul. So this is the speciality of the Supreme Lord. It's like that. Mad Darshana Paramavadi. Just by having the darshan of the Lord, one will attain Vaikuntha. So that Lord is the path to Vaikuntha. He is the only one person who can award one entry into Vaikuntha. So Lord departed, Lord disappeared. Then what happened? Kardama was waiting for the 2 days. The day of tomorrow, Svayambhuva Manu would reach his ashram. He was waiting for the second day to happen. Ata samprastite shukle.
Atha samprastite shukle
Kardamo Bhagavan Rishihi.
Kardamo Bhagavan Rishi
Aste sma bindu sarasi.
Aste sma bindu sarasi
Samkalam pratipalayan.
Samkalam pratipalayan. Translation: Then, after the departure of the Lord, the worshipful sage Kardama stayed on the bank of Bindu Sarovar, awaiting the time of which the Lord had spoken. Correct.
Yeah. When the pure Lord left, Kardama waiting for Swayambhu Manu to arrive remained at Bindu Sarovara. Manuhu Sandayan Astaya.
Manu Sanjan Astaya
Tata Kaumba Parichadam.
Satakaumba Parichadam
Aropya Swam Duhitaram.
आरोप्य स्वां दुहितरम्
सभार्याः पर्यटन्महीं
सभार्या पर्यटं महीं
तस्मिन् सुदन्वन् अहनि
तस्मिन् सुदन्वन् अहनी
भगवान् यः समादिशत्
भगवान् यत् समादिशात्
उपायाद् आश्रमपदम्
उपायात् आश्रमपदम्
मुने शान्त वृतस्य तत्
मुने शान्तावृतस्य तत्. Translation: Swayambhuva Manu, with his wife, mounted his chariot, which was decorated with golden ornaments. Placing his daughter on it with them, he began traveling all over the earth. O Vidura, they reached the hermitage of the sage, who had just completed his vows of austerity on the very day foretold by the Lord.
Yeah. O Vidura, mounting his chariot decorated with gold, Manu along with his wife Shatarupa, placing their daughter Devahuti there as well, journeying over the earth, arrived at the hermitage of peaceful Kardama on the appointed day. So 2 days later, after Lord's departure, Kardama Muni, traveling from his capital city, traveling all over, he came to the ashram of Kardama. So the capital city of Svayambhuva Manu was in Brahmavarta, that is modern day Betur next to Kanpur. And the ashram of Kardama was in Siddhapur, the modern day Gujarat. It is a place in modern day Gujarat known as Siddhapur, which is on the bank of Saraswati. Previously, Saraswati river used to flow in that place, but now Saraswati became invisible. So that is where he was there and he came there. O Vidura, Manu arrived on the day indicated by the Lord. On that day, while wandering the earth, he arrived at the hermitage of the sage in Siddhapur. Yasmin Bhagavato Netran
Yasmin Bhagavato Netran
Nyapatan Ashurubindava
Nyapatan Ashrubindhava
Krupaya Samparitasya
Kripaya Samparitasya
Prapanne Arpitaya Brusham
Prapanne Arpitaya Bhusham. Translation. Prabhu, 38 and 39 translation is given together.
Okay, like that. Okay, we'll read that also. Tadvai Bindusaro Nama
Tadvai Bindusaro Nama
Saraswatya Pariplutam
Saraswatya Pariplutam
Punyam Shivamruta Jalam
Punyam Shivamrita Jalam
Maharshi Ganasevitam.
Maharshi Ganasevitam. Translation. The holy lake Bindu Sarovar, flooded by the waters of the river Saraswati, was resorted to by the hosts of eminent sages. Its holy water was not only auspicious but as sweet as nectar. It was called Bindu Sarovar because drops of tears had fallen there from the eyes of the Lord, who was overwhelmed by extreme compassion for the sage who had sought his protection.
So the king came. Where the king came? He came to the ashram of Kardama Muni. The ashram will be described now. Tears from the ears of the Lord, overcome with compassion for the surrendered soul, Kardama fell in that lake. 7 verses describe the hermitage. The surrounded soul was Kardama. So basically, when Lord appeared, Lord actually shed tears. The tears fell in a nearby pond. That pond from then on became known as Bindu Sarovar. Because the lake was mixed with the tears of the Lord, it was called Bindu Sarovar. Filled with the waters of pure Saraswati, it was pure, auspicious, and sweet, and worshipped by the great sages. Many of the great sages reside in that place because this holy river is situated there, and everyone was very much attached to that place to perform their austerities. So in that way. So what else was there? There was a lake which was touched by the teardrops of Lord Vishnu. That lake became known as Bindu Sarovara. And what else was there in the nearby vicinity? Punya Drumalata Jalai.
पुण्यद्रोण्य जले है
पूजत पुण्य मृगद्विजय
पूजत पुण्य मृग द्विज है
सर्व ऋतु फल पुष्पाढ्याम
सर्व ऋतु फल पुष्पाढ्यम
वनराजी श्रियान्वितम.
वनराजी श्री अन्वितम. Translation. The shore of the lake was surrounded by cluster of papayas trees and creepers, fruits and flowers of all kinds that offered shelter to pious animals and birds, which uttered various cries. It was adorned by the beauty of the fruits of forest trees.
It was dense with groves, filled with flowers and fruits of all seasons, with dense networks of auspicious trees and creepers, where pure animals and birds made sounds of contentment. That area was filled with network of creepers, birds, and animals which were crying out, producing nice, pleasing sounds. So basically, it was very much greenery and filled with all auspicious trees and other things, etc. So this is the image of Bindu Sarovar. The modern day Siddhapur area. This is the Bindu Sarovar. Maybe by the end of this canto, we'll come to know what is the speciality of this place. This is the place where Kardama performed austerities and attained Lord Vishnu's darshan. It is the same place where Mother Devahuti also performed austerities and attained Vaikunta. So even today, this place is considered very special for mothers. So any mothers pass away in our families, it is traditionally it is accepted that the sons would go to this place and perform Shraddha rites for the mother. The father, Shraddha rites are performed in Gaya. For mothers, Shraddha rites are performed in this place. As a result of that, they will attain the highest destiny. That is what is understood and considered, and people would follow that. Even today, the people will come to this place in addition to this Bindu Sarovara here only and the surrounding area. They offer Shraddha rites, and this Bindu Sarovara is very special in that sense, because that was the blessing asked by Mother Devahuti. Whoever come here and perform Shraddha rites and in the name of their mothers, the mother should attain perfection. That was the blessing of a blessing requested by Mother Devahuti from the Lord. So that way this place is very special. Matta Dvijaganirgushtam
मत्ता द्विजगणैर्गुष्टम्
Matta Bhramara Vibramam
मत्ता भ्रमरविभ्रमम्
Matta Barhinataptopam
मत्ता बर्हिनता तोपम्
Ahvayan Matta Kokilam
आह्वयं मत्तकोकिलम्.
Kadamba Champaka Shoka
कदम्बा चम्पका अशोक
Karanja Bakulashanai
करञ्जा बकुलासनैः
Kundamandara Kutajai Chutapoter Alankritam
कुटकोतैरलङ्कृतम्
Karandavai Plaver Hamsair
आरन्दवैप्लवैर्हंसैः
Kurarer Jalakukutai
कुरारैर्जलकुक्कुटैः
Sarasai Chakravakaischa
तारसैश्चक्रवाकैश्च
Chakorai Valgukujitam
घोरैर्वल्गुकूजितम्.
Tataiva Harina Krodai
अतैव हरिणा क्रोडैः
Swavidghavya Kunjarai
स्वाभिगव्यकुञ्जरैः
Gopuchair Haribir Markair
गोपुच्छैर्हरिभिः मर्कैर्नकुलैर्नाभिभिवृतम्.
Nakulair Nabibhirvatam.
Translation. The area resounded with the notes of overjoyed birds. Intoxicated bees wandered there. Intoxicated peacocks proudly danced, and merry cuckoos called one another. Lake Bindusaror was adorned by flowering trees. such as Kadamba, Champaka, Ashoka, Karanja, Bakula, Asana, Kunda, Mandara, Kutaja, and young mango trees. The air was filled with the pleasing notes of Karandava ducks, plovers, swans, ospreys, waterfall, cranes, chakravakas, and chakoras. Its shores abounded with deer, boars, porcupines, kavayas, elephants, baboons, lions, monkeys, mongoose, and musk deer. Musk deer. Right.
Just like previously we discussed about Vaikunta. So Vaikunta was filled with a lot of wonderful plants, bumblebees, and flower plants, and so many other things. Same way, this ashram also filled with a lot of auspicious animals, auspicious plants, auspicious living entities, very greenery and harmonious atmosphere. So as Swayambhuva Manu was entering into the ashram, he was looking all around. So what he is seeing is being described here. Then finally he came to the ashram. There he saw Kardama. And Kardama was seated in morning meditation. And how was the vision of Kardama at that time? That is being indicated in the next three verses. Pravishya tat tirtavaram
Pravisha tirtavaram
adi raja sahatmaja
Adi Raja Satmajaha
dadarsha munimasinam
Dadarsha Munimasinam
tasmin huta huta ashanam
Tasmin Huta Hutashanam
vidyotamanam vapusa
Vidyotamanam Vapusha
tapasi ugrayujachiram
Tapasi Ugrab Yujachiram
नातिक्षामं भगवतः
Natiksham Bhagavataha
स्निग्धापाङ्गावलोकनात्
Snigdha Pangavalokanat
तद्व्याहृतामृतकला
Tadvaya Vruta Mrutakala
पीयूषा श्रवणेन च
Piyusha Shravanena Cha
प्रांशुं पद्मपलासाक्षं
Pranchum Padmapalakshaksham
जटिलं चीरवाससम्
Jatilam Chiravasasam
उपासंश्रित्य मलिनं
Upasamshritya Malinam
यतार्हणम् असंस्कृतम्
Yataharnam Asamskrutam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Entering that most sacred spot with his daughter, and going near the sage monarch Svayambhuva Manu saw the sage sitting in his hermitage, having just propitiated the sacred fire by pouring oblation into it. His body shone most brilliantly. Though he had engaged in austere penance for a long time, he was not emaciated, for the Lord had cast his affectionate sidelong glance upon him, and he had also heard the nectar flowing from the moon-like words of the Lord. The sage was tall, his eyes were large, like the petals of a lotus, and he had matted locks on his head. He was clad in rags. Swayambhuva Manu approached and saw him to be somewhat soiled, like an unpolished gem. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So while he was going toward the ashram, what he saw is explained in the previous verses. Now he came near to the ashram along with his wife and child. That is being indicated. What he saw is explained. Entering the best of the holy places along with his entourage, Manu approached and saw the seated sage, whose body was shining because of executing penance with intense yoga. Because of the Lord's affectionate glance and because of hearing the nectar of the Lord's sweet words, which were like the nectar from the moon, his body was not too emaciated. He appeared like a jewel covered with dirt, with a tall body, lotus eyes, matted hair, and tattered clothing. So this is the appearance of the sage Kardama, which was seen by Svayambhuva Manu. So he was performing austerities for last 10,000 years, but he was not emaciated. He was looking very healthy and very good person. That is because of he had darshan of the Supreme Lord, and he also heard the words of the Supreme Lord, which nourished him. So he became like very good. He was engaged in intense yoga as an austerity, but he was not too thin for two reasons. One is the Lord's glance. Second is the Lord's words, which were completely filled with the nectar from the moon. This indicates that Lord's mouth was moon. So basically, whatever words that are spoken by the Lord, that will nourish everyone. Just like the moon nourishes all of us by providing us food, so same way the Lord's words nourish a devotee. So in that way, Pramshum indicate that his body was 8 vitasis. Pramshum Padma Palapaksham. Pramshum says that his height is about 8 vitasis. So 1 vitasi is 9 inches. 8 times 9 inches is 72 inches in height, or 6 feet. 6 into 12 inches, 72 inches. So his height was 6 feet tall. Manu approached and saw him. The sage's solid condition was like a valuable javan left unclean. Because since he was performing austerities for last 10,000 years, and even now also is continuously performing tapasya or some yajna, etc., etc., he was not so much interested in keeping his body very clear, attractive or clean or whatever. His whole body was kind of soiled everywhere. So though his body is soiled, but the Swayambhuva is seeing him as like a valuable javan left unclean. Actually, he is like a valuable jewel shining brightly, but on the outer side he was covered with all the dirt. So like that. That is how his appearance was there to Svayambhuva Manu. As Svayambhuva Manu came down from the chariot along with his wife and child, the remaining people, his whole army and all, they stayed at far distant. And only these three people slowly, step by step, they entered into the hermitage of Kardama. So Kardama understood somebody else is entering into his hermitage, and immediately he got up and received the king. That is mentioned in the next two verses. We'll discuss 48, 49, and then we'll stop for exam. So this is just the receiving, and then they will speak to each other. The words will be, one person speaks in this chapter, other person speaks in the next chapter. That will be like continued discussion that we will do in the next class. Atotajam upaya atotajam upayatam upayatam
Atotajam upayatam
nrudevam pranatam pura
Hrudevam pranatam purah
saparyaya pratyagruhnat
Saparyaya parigrahnat
prati nandyanurupaya.
Pratinandyanurupaya. Translation. Seeing that the monarch had come to his hermitage and was bowing before him, the sage greeted him with benediction and received him with due honor.
When Manu arrived at the attached hut, he offered respects at the feet of the sage. The sage, after responding to the king's words, welcomed him with suitable treatment. So, even though king is elder in age, but he is a Kshatriya, and our Kardama Muni may be younger in age, we don't know, but he was a Brahmana. So, Brahmana should be respected by a Kshatriya. So, Kshatriya, he immediately came to the hermitage and offered obeisances, and sage made him get up and then received him with nice words. Utajam means leaf hut. Manu offered respects at his feet. The sage raised him up and embraced him. After giving him blessings, received Manu with suitable worship. So the king said, "Today I have been successful because I met in person the form of powerful austerity." So the king said, "Today my life has become successful because I had darshan of the austerity personified." And in response, the sage responded by praising him. "O king, today I am seeing you endowed with the power to protect the universe by the Lord. Today I am seeing the protection energy of the Supreme Lord in you. So you are Lord's representative, you are as good as the Lord. Today I am seeing you, Lord's representative. Like that, the sage respected the king and made him get up and embraced him and then offered blessings and then offered him a seat to sit. Gruhitarhanamasinam
गृहीतार्हणमासीनं
samyatam prinayan munihi
संयतं प्रीणयन् मुनिः
smaran bhagavadadesham
स्मरन् भगवदादेशम्
iti aha slakshanaya gira.
इति आह श्लाघ्नया गिरा. Translation. After receiving the sage's attention, the king sat down and was silent. Recalling the instructions of the Lord, Kardama then spoke to the king as follows, delighting him with his sweet essence.
After worship, when Manu was seated silently, Kardama, remembering the words of the Supreme Lord, began to speak sweet words to invoke his pleasure. So Kardama knew. Lord already told that 2 days later Svayambhuva Manu will come with his wife and daughter and they would like to offer their daughter in marriage to you. So you knew everything why they came. So understanding that why they came, in order to please them, he will be speaking nice words. After washing his feet, he sat on a seat of kusha grass and received flowers, sandalwood, durva, grass and fruits. He remained silent. So the king, because king is coming to a brahmanas, I mean a great sage's ashram, and he also brought the paraphernalia to wash the feet of the sage. Just like a sage comes to king's home, the king will wash his feet. He has come here. Here also he is washing the same thing. So he worshipped the sage, and the sage sat, and he also sat. But on the other hand, then both of them sat comfortably. Then the sage began to speak, understanding the purpose with which the king came there. So like that. So what the Kardama Muni will speak will be mentioned in the next part of the chapter. The remaining verses will talk about 50 to 56 will talk about what Kardama said. The next chapter will talk about what Svayambhuva Manu responded. He explained his desire and then eventually the marriage, everything will be explained in the next chapter that we will see in the next class. So before stopping, any questions till now?
No, Prabhuji. No question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, Prabhuji, Svayambhuva Manu's capital was located in the earthly planet, or like you said that he's not ruling here?
He is the ruler of the entire Bhumandala.
Yeah.
And his capital was in Brahmavarta on the bank of Ganga. That is today it is known as Bittur.
But currently he's not here, like he's somewhere else, right?
So somewhere kahan hai? This is happening in Svayambhuva Manvantara. He already went back to Godhead.
No, the current
Svayambhuva Manvantara, sir, not now.
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about the current one. Like, where is he now?
Current Manu to abhi kahan hai? Abhi papa baad mein pata chalega. 5th canto will see where he is.
Okay, so but Svayambhuva Manu's capital was here on this earthly planet.
Svayambhuva Manu's capital was here only. That's why we are studying him, na? All the kings who ruled from here only, we are studying about them.
Oh, okay.
Because they were all from this place only. That's why we are studying about them.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other devotees? Yes, Mataji.
Dandavat Pranam. Yes, Prabhuji, I wanted to ask one thing that like we are giving mini grand test now. So will there be a grand test for third canto?
1 second. Wait. Any devotees have any question regarding this discussion till now? Okay.
No, Prabhuji. No.
Okay, no problem. So now, Mataji's